Unmuted. Hey, welcome to In the Spirit of Things, folks. Everybody strap in. It's going to be a nice ride. Don't want anybody losing any hands, feet, or any other body parts today. Anyways, Brother John, you in the house?
I am here, Peter.
Outstanding. Sister Michelle, you in the house?
Yeah, I'm here. John, your volume is a bit low.
Is that a little better?
Yeah, that's better. How are you doing tonight?
That's better. Not too bad. I'll just bring the phone up to my lips and sort of talk to my neck, and we'll be all set.
Sometimes it's not the technology.
Well, it depends which mouth he was talking out of anyways.
Okay.
Go.
How are you tonight, Peter?
I'm doing fine.
Very good. So we all made it.
Yeah. In spite of technology, dysfunction, and all this other stuff, I've been playing with power issues all day, so... They always want to, everything screws with my power.
There you go.
It's always a power issue.
Yep.
I took mine back. I found another outlet.
Very good. And, of course, we're in several different planes simultaneously, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how's your week going, Michelle?
Oh, great. I'm looking for an apartment.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm moving someone.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. Been at it for a couple of days now.
Oh yeah, where are you going to?
I'm moving my father actually. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unreal. I used to be a landlord, and I know the work involved to prepare an apartment, clean it, scrub it, plaster, paint, and just make it beautiful. And I'm just completely overwhelmed at the quality, lack of quality of apartments. They're overpriced dumps. I can't believe that the landlords and the concierges and the janitors and the rental agents actually are able to show me $880, and it's maybe 500 square feet, and I just look at these places and I see code violations. I see two-prong electrical outlets and things that are just extension cords that have been stuck into the walls. Oh my God, plumbing that dates from the 19. What?
Sounds like you're going to be shopping for a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's that it's that tension. My friend was I had a friend with me today, and it's that tension of feeling that all the signs are there. It's time for me to move out from where I am now, and trying to find something that's suitable. And it's just that ability to sort of hold the tension between both without jumping to something that is unsuitable, And I think that applies.
Exactly.
It sort of applies to a lot of situations in life where we'll make bad decisions because we're unable to cope with that emergent tension that results,
Yeah, settling instead of getting what makes us truly happy. Exactly.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm going to keep that bar high, and if I don't find what I want, then so be it.
Of course you will. You'll find what you want. You just have to put that out there and know that you'll find exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And
that's my issue, too, because I'm kind of fuzzy right now on what it is that I do want. So.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the fun thing. I used to do a lot of apartment moving and stuff like that until I bought my house out country, and it definitely found some gems and definitely found some ones that weren't so nice. Definitely ones that you had to jump into, but definitely found some gems too that I never expected I would find. And next thing you know, it's like, wow, beautiful. You're happy, you got a nice spot, and life goes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Peter, what are you saying today, brother?
Well, I think maybe she needs to tape that song, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For by Bono, YouTube. YouTube. Yeah, there you go. And then she could play that as she's leaving the door. Look at these dumps,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, it is amazing. What these, I guess... what people accept is, but like you say, you're between a rock and a rock.
Well, like I say, they're doing a good job of making these slaves and stuff like that, so they've got so many slaves that are willing to rent these apartments who have no, Right,
and exactly,
you get in there
John.
And take what they can get, kind of thing, and it's you see it now everywhere. The kids, everything else, how they're dressing, all this kind of stuff. Like I was saying before, the ripped clothes and the, just no pride in themselves anymore.
Well,
right,
it's just like the
cool
job market, though.
It's cool to be disenfranchised and to look like a bum and to act like a bum. It's cool,
Right,
and
exactly.
yeah. But the thing is, Montreal is rent controlled, so. As a landlord, I experienced this from both ends, as being a landlord and as being a tenant. And, having been both, I think that there's validity in allowing the market to find itself. In other words, sure, you can put an apartment at $2,000 a month, but you know what? You're not going to rent it. So
exactly.
I think it makes sense to just allow the market to sort of find its own level, rather than force landlords into a position where they can't even make any money off their investment because, they forget about improvements. They can't even do just general maintenance.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, it's lose-lose ultimately. Rent control, I think, is lose-lose for everybody because you have people living in slums.
Well, again, we've got another outside party, controlling what we think is our property. But the more we look into it, the more we see that we don't own anything.
Exactly. Yep.
That's why they're able to govern.
That was my reasoning also in selling my apartment building. I didn't want to own anymore. I just didn't. It wasn't fun. My main reason was it wasn't fun for me anymore. And when things aren't fun, well, it's time for me to look for a new challenge, look for something else that's stimulating and interesting,
Exactly.
So here I am in Tenantville.
In hell, yeah.
Right. Trying to navigate my way as a tenant. Oof.
Well, but look at the parallels. It's all ironic that, it's just like when they try and beat your brakes off in the court game, so the worst of two evils is just sort of settling or whatever to get the pain out of your ass that they put into it. However, Brother Ted didn't get back to me, but I'll dialogue a little bit on his behalf. We had a nice conversation some days back. He went in as a living beneficiary, and they wanted to test him. And they did. He had his birth certificate bond. He stood fast in the proper capacity, didn't give over. And I guess I don't know if they tackled him or what, but the judge was trying to force him to come into the bow to give over his birth certificate bond. He said, that's all right. Here, the bailee can bring it to you. In other words, he wasn't taking the order, because if he had stepped into the bow, he would have given over, consented, and traversed. So they said, well, hey, I guess we're going to test him. They threw him in jail for 3 days, put him in a straitjacket because they said, he wasn't of sound mind. Go figure. See, they tried forcing his issue, but they put him in a straitjacket. But he was a Navy brother, pilot. They go through special training. It's called SEER training. It's like SEALs. They beat your brakes off, put you in a hot box for 3 days. So at least he was in an air-conditioned place for 3 days. And they knew he didn't eat meat and milk or dairy. That's all they brought him for 3 days in a row. He wouldn't eat a bite. He held fast. They forget. They train us guys and us military types. And, whatever. Your tricks is for kids. He didn't give over. He stepped out after the third day. They had to kick him, and they did. And when he didn't give over, he did use reservation of rights, UCC 1308, which was better than putting just a straight-up signature unencumbered, because otherwise it would have been a recontract. Didn't even have to bond out.
Wow, yeah. Well, like I say, I'm seeing so many strange things happening in these courts now because, I'm talking to a lot of people, after these shows, and a lot of people are standing in as a capacity of man, and I'm hearing all kinds of crazy stories of judges just wigging out and not knowing what to do, and excusing themselves from court and all this kind of stuff, and prosecutors getting in trouble and getting yelled at by judges when these notices are coming forward and stuff like that, and trying to put the judge in the hot seat, and that's first I'm hearing judges yelling at prosecutors and stuff like that because of this stuff, and it's very exciting. it's like you say, it's hard to get the poop back in the elephant, Peter, because it's out there. People are learning, and once you start finding out, this is all an illusion. It's all a game. It's all for a corporate fiction identity, a legal person that you were given and that you have used, and that is exactly what they're coming after. And you have the choice of being the puppet or the puppet master at any time. And when you turn those tables and stop being the puppet, it is quite a fascinating turn of events in these courtrooms.
Well, even Santos sort of covered it when he did his the Vatican Owns Your Soul, that video he did, and it's the same parallel. They want to get you to contract. They want you to breach the constructive trust. You become a fraud to that constructive trust, and the whole thing is one big fraud. See, if they can't get you to wear that onus to draft you for performance, they got a problem. And that's sort of like with Brother Michael's issue, nolo prosecute. Because if that prosecutor didn't pull the charge, guess who's going to be picking up the tab? She's going to be busting out her checkbook and paying the trustee, which was the clerk of the court.
And that's because you're not allowed to bring a false charge against someone. And they're all false charges. Unless you've murdered someone or stolen someone's stuff or wrecked someone's stuff, then it is all false. That's it. You have to do damage, so do against someone else's will. It is all about the will. And besides that, it's all just statutes and codes. And once we get past that and we realize that unless you've hurt someone, they have no game, unless you give them the game to play with, unless you contract with them, sign away, and consent. People don't realize that they consent to all this, consent to get arrested, consent to be put in jail. And when you don't consent, when you stop taking full disclosure, when you stop, signing in your name as a legal fiction, and start signing as a man, and
you mean
like
sealing
you say,
as a man. Sealing.
Exactly, sealing as a man. Then wow, it's just they've never seen this stuff before. But when they start looking into it, it's like uh-oh.
Yeah, who they've been talking to? Yeah, they've been coming over. They've been coming over to the house and taking notes. Well, it gets interesting. Like I say, it always gets more interesting as we go. But like I say, I think it took us to get to this point in time because those that want to live in the pain, they're going to have. Once you pull back the curtain, if you go back to sleep, you think it's not going to get better. It's going to get a lot worse. Well, and that's, John, it's like all the posts I put over at the Privatis.Me Facebook page talking about Obamacare, forced compliance with shots. That applies to slaves on the plantation. If you didn't remove the presumption, guess what? So when they were calling you up to go to the school and getting online so you can get the chip in your backside like a piece of chattel property, you have no capacity to say no.
Exactly. And I can prove to you why we have no power and all this kind of stuff into the courts is because we actually own no property. Nothing is owned by us.
That's right.
I'll give you an example. If you came and robbed me in their statute code courts, okay, you came to my house, you robbed me, and I file a complaint against you, who comes after you in the court?
The DA.
That's right. Why would it be the DA?
Yeah, he's picking up the charge so he can get a hypothecation event.
Because they are the ones who own the property.
Right.
Only the ones that own the property can come forth and bring charges against you, right? So that just shows you right there that you actually don't own anything. That's why these courts can take your kids and all this kind of stuff, because in legal land, they completely own them. And they can decide, yes, this is why I can take your kids and give them to this person or make you go to these steps and all this to get your kids back. Whereas in a common law court, the judge is just a witness. That is your court. You're there to, file a claim and just have it witnessed that the claim has been filed. It's not a complaint. I'm not complaining against anybody. It's and this is showing of property. This is just the claiming of property. They don't want to mess with because of the fact that I think it would open up a big can of worms.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I say, dead men complain. Live men go get the claim or bring the claim.
Exactly.
And, it's not a heavy lift. Michael and I have been talking today, getting some more direction of flow. Michael's really going to tighten it up. We're going to make it like a storybook, John. We got to talking, and literally that will be the bouncing ball. This is what you must do. Nope, you can't put the cart before the horse. Even Cookie and I were talking today, and she really gets it. Yeah, matter of fact, you want to settle the account, you can't do it if you're still in a dead entity. So if you aren't following the bouncing ball steps A, B, and C, you don't get to do D. If you do D ahead of A, you have a problem. They're going to ignore it, and they're going to beat your brakes off. That's why people are having all these problems with the IRS and stuff like that, because they haven't removed that presumption yet.
Exactly. And that's the thing. People have to realize, when we do this, we're not beggars and paupers anymore.
No.
And I'm asking, please, can I get my government check every month? And which isn't money either. It's just someone else's debt that you're using, and they're hypothecating your labor to cancel out that debt. It's not my face on the money. Is it your face?
Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. That 1 hour. What was that, brother?
That's
Brother
Kallenbach from servantking.info.
Marcus. Right.
Yeah, servantking.info. Great site.
Confusion on money.
Mhm. And exactly, he gives a really good diagram of showing who owns the money, and it's not us. And all this money is IOUs that was not issued by our property.
No,
it wasn't issued off an IOU over my property. It was issued someone else's property that's putting out IOUs. And so all this money that we're using, we try to fight against all these monopolies and all this kind of stuff in business. Well, is there not a monopoly on money?
Yeah. Go figure. They were trying to tell us
John,
something when they created the game.
Mm-hmm. This is the mind hack. This is what everyone has accepted, because now this is money is the only legal form of currency right now, and they have us worshiping this inversion. Every single dollar bill circulating right now actually represents that dollar plus debt. It is less than the attributed value. It is less than. Try to explain something. We're going into philosophy land here.
Here's how money should work. Okay. You've got a guy who say he's got chickens, okay? You've got another guy who sells picnic tables, and you've got another guy who sells wheelbarrows, okay? Well, the guy with the chickens, he goes to the guy with the picnic table, and he says, listen, I'd like to get some of your picnic tables. And the guy with the picnic table is like, well, I don't really like chickens, but you can give me an IOU, okay? Mm-hmm. So he gives that guy an IOU for 4 chickens, all right, because that man owns property. So he brings that IOU from his chicken farm and gives it to the guy with the picnic table. He gives him a bill so that there's a record of that. And then that guy at the picnic table says, well, I want to go and buy a wheelbarrow. So he takes that IOU, which goes to the guy with the wheelbarrow, and he gets his wheelbarrow. And the guy with the chicken coupon goes back to the original, and that IOU is then what? Destroyed.
Right.
Because the circle has been taken care of. And that's how money is supposed to work.
Right, but right now
the IOUs that are out there right now are not given out by me, not given out by Peter. They're given out by here in Canada, the Crown Corporation.
Yeah, it's
so we don't own anything. We're just merchants that are using their money to get stuff that we think we're buying, but we're not even buying anything because it's not our money in the first place. So we don't own anything. Everything that we bought, we put into this legal person name as well. Thus concreting the fact that we don't own anything, and we think we're running around with millions and millions of dollars and all this kind of stuff. Well, if people stopped accepting this money, all these rich people, this 1% that owns all this capital, overnight would be broke because they would soon find out that it's all debt.
Yep.
Right.
It's not.
Welcome to the
no
illusion.
Backing at all.
Yeah, mathematical anomaly. Yeah, mathematical anomalies are us. It's a mathematical anomaly. It can never get satisfied because once they suck the interest on it, it will never be put in circulation. It's really, really simple. I mean, even a caveman can understand that. If you start out with 100 pieces of fruit, and then you're going to loan out 10, and I want 1 to replace the 10, so you got to give me 11. Well, you can't do an impossibility, and that's what people don't get. It's a mathematical anomaly.
Exactly. Whereas money should be just used as a mode of exchange.
Right, and spiritually, this entire system is based on lack.
Exactly. Yep.
So
and then we start adding interest and all this kind of stuff, and it just becomes what we are now. All this fake money that's owed to this fake fictitious entity and we're sitting here working our guts off for $4 a loaf of bread. I don't know what it is over there in the States,
life?
But, you know,
is that life?
Like, what the hell?
Is that life? Do people wake up and actually live a life? No, they actually wake up and they go to a job that most people don't like, and then they come home and they, they run their errands, they pick up their kids from school, they prepare food, they have a meal together, and then they sit in front of the TV for a few hours because they're absolutely mentally, physically, spiritually drained, and that's all they can actually manage before they go to bed, collapse into bed, and start all over the next day. And this is by design, everybody.
Yep.
This is by design.
Imagine if we didn't have that. Imagine you woke up in a society where you woke up, you turned your lights on, and it was all powered by a little free energy box in the corner. You went to the store and you just picked out what you needed for food. You worked your, say, 2 or 3 hours a day for just to help the community, and then you went home and did whatever you wanted to do. Well, you're not having to worry about feeding your children. You're not having to worry about paying your bills. You don't have to worry about all this other stuff. So what are you going to start doing? Well, you're going to start improving the human race. You're going to start improving the planet. You're going to have all this time on your hands, and you're going to have able to get to a different level of consciousness. You're going to be able to think about other things that you normally wouldn't think about. And, yeah, exactly. People would be free. People would be in a utopia, and it would happen overnight.
Right, but because the whores and the black hearts that be at the top of the pecking order, the Federal Reserve, no more federal than Federal Express, got their hands in 1913, Creature from Jekyll Island, covered very well by, was that Des Griffin, or I think it was another gentleman. Folks, these whores got their way in. These presidents gave over to the corporation, and folks, that's all it is, one big corporation, so if you're a party to it, if you subscribe to it, if you consented to it, guess what? So, like I say, when Obama bill comes forward in 2014 and they want to see your document on proof that you had that sorry-ass insurance or had some sort of insurance and you can't prove it, you're cutting a check to the scumbags at the IRS. Oh, and by the way, AR-15 W-4 enforcement, I guess. I don't know. But if you're part of the body politic, you've subscribed, you've consented. So that's where we come in, and that's the whole point of the exercise. Folks, you have the right to remove a presumption, but I don't see too many people running for the door these days. They're running in the opposite direction because cognitive dissonance has actually kicked in a whole different way.
Well, that's the thing, Peter. First the thing we've got to do is get rid of the presumption that you're a slave. The second thing we've got to do is start owning property for real. And then, it's absolutely lawful for us to issue our own IOUs, believe it or not.
Yep.
So it's all about that. We got to get to the point where we actually own things again. That would change things overnight because, like I say, no one owns anything, and that's the biggest problem. We're all running around trying to chase this imaginary currency, and we're just running around the track that's slowly burying itself.
Anyways, it was G. Edward Griffin. I knew the name, I just couldn't pull it out of my backside. There's another gentleman named Des Griffin who wrote a parallel book. Thank you, Sister Terry. She showed me the love and stuck it in my box. It's all good. I love it when I have my right-minded brothers and sisters come into the call. Anyways, cue the crickets. I think it's about time for a break.
It is about that time.
There we go. Thank you, Andrea. Anyways, hey, folks, stand fast. We're going to share the love. This train ride's it's going not uphill, but downhill. We're going to start coasting before we know it. Anyways, everybody take a break. Go do what you do and take a break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
You're listening to In the Spirit of Things on I Am Free Will Radio. Join us on our Blog Talk radio station every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night, live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. To find all the links we mention on the show and to stay up to date about when we go live on BTR, make sure you connect with us on our social sites. Follow us on Twitter at handle Privatis.Me. You can also friend us, like us, or join our open group on Facebook by searching Privatis.Me or by clicking on the Facebook icon on our homepage. It's really that simple.
All right, welcome back to In the Spirit of Things. Yeah, it looks like I'm still having a power problem with this computer, John. It's only been on for an hour, and it's already down to 0 almost. Let's see, it's down to
not good at all.
29% remaining, and I've only had it plugged in for an hour. Well, No, it's not plugged in. That's the point. But I ran an independent cord, and I guess it doesn't want to play nice there either.
Well, it sounds like you're another victim of, computers that just don't work all of a sudden for some reason with all this technology that we have. Batteries that die, after a few months of having them because they've made a mistake on that one, and it was supposed to die after 6 months or 3 months, and they put a little too much kill juice in it.
Yeah, and these are these slide-in batteries, or the long ones on the newer ones. So it's probably like a self-planned obsolescence. It's probably $500 for a new one,
Exactly.
Now they're going to give me a damn new one because we'll arm wrestle.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll take it. McGilla will take it down to Best Buy, and we're going to, oh, you didn't have no insurance on it? Yeah, don't need insurance on it. Either your shit's worth something or it's not. Replace it, or we'll have some other issues, but that isn't that special? They want you to put insurance on everything when you buy products from these stores so we can get more hypothecation going.
That's right.
Are you making a inferior product or are you making a superior product? What's the deal? So, if I haven't had this thing for 30 days, 60 days, or less than a year,
isn't that great too? You buy something like that, and you don't get insurance, and you go to bring it back, say a few weeks later, and they're like, "Well, you didn't buy insurance." Whereas any other time that you bought something and it broke, especially brand new, after a couple of weeks, they would certainly, take it back, no problems asked, but no, you didn't get insurance, and we stipulated that you had to buy insurance. And what a scam, eh?
Well, I will go to the top of the pecking order, and we will have a talk. I will find the CEO, and we will have a talk. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you, I'll give you free press like you can't understand. Best Buy, I will throw the love out to the world and say, y'all ain't got crap. Here's the CEO's name, and he don't handle stuff either. But now if he shows the love and does the right thing, see, it's, about being right-minded, right intent. If it's an inferior thing or if it's got an issue, then you know what, yep, Mr. Peter, we'll take care of this. Yep, you're right. It was our inferior product. We'll take care of it. No, instead, they want to make it as arduous as possible.
Yeah.
They put the cuts back into customer service.
Exactly. You see the cuts everywhere. My dad used to talk about just the simple thing of going to get gas. There'd be 4 or 5 attendants there, fixing up your car, getting it all clean, make sure the oil's all. They'd all come out, be all big crew and stuff like that. Now you what do you get? Self-serve. You're lucky if you can ever find full serve anywhere nowadays, and it's because we're in the 20th century here, and everything must be with all our new technology and stuff like that must be at least 1,000 times percent higher to create everything that we could create back in the 50s and 60s. It's just madness, absolute madness. To see this going on, how the money just keeps on going, up and up and up and up, and supposedly we're, the most advanced technologically as we could be, and things should be getting cheaper. That's how things work in the world. Once you master something, it's supposed to get cheaper, not more expensive.
Right.
And everyone just sits back and lets this happen. People talk about like this economic collapse that's going to happen and stuff like that, and there's not going to be any food in the grocery store. It's not going to be like that at all. The food is going to be all kinds of food.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to afford it.
Right.
You walk in there and you're not going to be able to afford it, and that's what they're doing slowly but surely. Why do you think there's so many homeless people and stuff like that now that can't afford food? 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you could actually buy a little bit of food for, $40-$50. Now you get lucky to get yourself, 3 or 4 days at the most, and what's it going to be 10 years from now and 20 years from now? It's just ridiculous. Something
for us non-slaves, we have our non-genetically modified food products we're growing in our backyard. No, we didn't ask for a permission slip from daddy.
Exactly. You don't need a license that would exactly. People don't realize that a license too. That's just permission to do something that would otherwise be illegal.
Right. Well, like I say, they had to create the scam. Like I say, Colorado. You got to love Colorado. Hey, come and register your gardens. Here's the carrot Walmart card, $50. Now when you grow $1,000 worth of produce, or at least we assess $1,000 worth of produce that you took out of the market, you need to pay us a 20% surtax. So send us $200 because you came over and registered.
Exactly. And another thing people don't realize is when they get that license, it proves that you had the intent to break the law. That's the whole scam.
Yep.
Get that, because it's perfectly lawful to travel.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And we're gonna fix that too, John.
Yeah, but it's illegal to drive without a license.
Illegal. Look at the word, the color of law. Yeah, that's why legalism is color of law. Everything's color. Exactly. Color of money, color of law. Look at the word human. That's color of man. Everything's color. So kiss my ass. I'm not color, you know. Yeah, I'm a Baleo. I'm a white boy, but it's all good. Anyways, what do you think, Michelle? You know, how do you like this beautiful inversion, the way they're setting it up?
Yeah, I'm amazed at the intelligence behind it, I must say. I'm amazed at the level of organization behind it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tightened up all the loose ends. See, that's why you give over on the documents. Everything's considered a taxable event using their color of money, and it's controlled by some scumbags at the top of the pecking order who died and left them king. So that's all right. We're the
I'll tell you who died and left them king. We did.
Yeah, right. Well,
not the ones on the phone here, but in general, we did.
The fiction whores over up on the hill, the 535. Yeah, that's why I love Kirk's video, folks. It ain't left or right. It doesn't matter. You have no capacity. You are a dead entity. You are a privileged slave under 7701. You gave over via consent, but that's all right. There's an easy solution to step away from the bow.
That's right. Rescind.
Yeah. Hey, look at the word, John. Rescind, but not like you're sinning again. You're removing the presumption, rescinding, revoking, however you want. Ab initio non pro tunc to the date of inception, like it never happened. That's why they have to expunge it from the records. Like. I'm finding out people who are doing their voter roll rescissions, they want proof. I want my shit disappeared off the record, and that's what they're doing over here in USA Inc. They're actually removing them as if they never existed and came over.
That's right.
Peter, do you have any news of anybody who may have closed down their bank accounts and had all of their records expunged? Do we know of anybody who's done this?
Not right now.
I closed down my bank account some while ago, and I'm surprised that I was surprised when I did log on a few days ago to see that they still have two accounts. One was for a mortgage that I never actually used, and the other was for a savings account that has been zero for about 15 years.
Right.
But those two things are still in effect. The mortgage, I've asked them in the space of, I don't know, maybe 3 years now, easily over a dozen times to remove it because that deal fell apart and I never actually took possession of the building.
Right.
You know, and it is still there, even though I have closed all my accounts, that is still there. I can log in to using my old information, and it's still there. So it's like getting out of the desert. I feel like I don't know. It's ridiculous.
It is.
Like I say, it's been the status quo for so long that we really have to, like I say, notice. I would send a notice to the bank, like we do, the red box notice. And then, if they wish to keep using your name, especially when you claim it as property, then it's a whole different issue. It takes it out of statutes and it goes back to common law.
Yeah.
Right, because what they're doing is they're hypothecating after the fact.
I'm aware. I'm well aware.
Well, look at Cookie. Look at what happened to her. They put the cart before the horse. She stood fast as a living beneficiary. She had that $50 account, but on the other side of that account, there was a $3.2 million lien because they put the cart before the horse, and then she told the judge he was a trustee. By the way, that video will be forthcoming pretty soon, any day now, and we'll share the love on that and see how you handle up removing presumptions right at the bench without being in the bow.
I guess for my particular situation, it's And with the energies that I'm dealing with right now, my father's in the hospital. I'm looking for another apartment. Just there are a lot of things sort of up in the air right now. I think it's me choosing my battles at this point.
Yeah.
And conserving my energy to put into those things that are useful and serve. So right now I've stepped down from that for the time being. I could pick it up any time, but I think for now it's just I have so much on my plate right now in terms of energies. Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, that's what they like, us being divested of our energies in multiple levels, multiple areas, so that the brain becomes fractured. You're operating from a position of weakness, but not necessarily weakness, but just diversions are us on multiple levels, and that's where the masses are. They're so busy putting out forest fires, they don't have time to go have a barbecue.
Right, we're kept in a state of reaction rather than action. When you're reacting, you're already off balance, and you're reacting. Animals react. When you're acting, it's because you have intention behind it. Reaction is reflex, impulse. Usually the lower energies. Action, if it's guided properly by your intention, will be of the higher energy types.
Yeah, like Brother John.
Yes. Yes.
And Sister Cookie, and Brother Michael, and
everybody in the nucleus, and all the listeners who have good stories regarding how they stood. But that's the thing. The ethos, the energies that would guide our awareness wish to keep us in this state of reaction so that we don't actually have time to think. We don't actually have time to plan, And
then on top of that, they're busy compromising everybody's physical capacities, chemtrails, fluoridation, GMO foods. So even Cookie and I were having that conversation today. When your body's compromised with the genetically modified food products, the cells aren't firing right. So it was ironic that her and I had a discussion about Celtic salt, and I said, it's about electromagnetic flow, because matter of fact, I posted that. I did some heavy lifting the last couple of days, and have knocked out 3 weeks of curriculum in one day, and it's real right-minded, and it's a real direction of flow. Because there's simple things people can do. Like I say, I wanted to create solutions of simple, stuck on stupid simple, because we can't do the complex. We're not doing paleo diets and all this other garbage. Remove the body from its acidic state and get it into an alkaline state. It's always a good thing. And it's a simple thing to do. Solutions. Go figure.
It is. It is very simple to take care of the body. We have been lied to. I don't eat the best diet sometimes. Sometimes, I eat really, really healthy. I can go back and forth, and I've never had a gut. I've never had any problems with my health, except for a cold here or there, a flu here and there, and even those last a day at the most usually. And it's because it's all about cleansing. It's all about putting the good stuff back into your body and cleansing out the bad stuff. We get so much, pollutants in our body. The body's a perfect, machine, and it can, if it's helped, it can basically heal anything. And the problem is we get too much toxins backed up within our bodies and our cells and our veins, and it starts breaking down because it can't get rid of all this junk fast enough. So when we start adding these modalities and start adding MMS, and we start doing the hydrogen peroxide, and we start adding proper minerals with the salts and all this kind of stuff, and vitamins, and eating organic and stuff like that, you can do this, 3 months out of the year, and just 3 months of the year, eat like a god for clean your body. It'll take care of your body. You do it for your car. You clean your oil in your car. You clean, you know what I mean. You do all these oil filters. You do all this stuff, but people don't do this for their body. I don't get this.
No, it's fast food is us. I've been really good about not doing fast food over the years. Because it's all, you can taste the nasty aftertaste. Go eat a Wendy's double cheeseburger, and you got buffalo breath, All right, yeah, another Peterism. Okay, here we go.
Exactly, and a little bit of exercise. Our bodies are meant to exercise. You know, this is why we get these endorphins that release, and why we get these feel-good highs. You know, after we work out and while we're working out. You know, the first week sucks, but the next week gets better. Next thing you know, you're doing it no problem, and you're feeling great, and you're like, well, I don't know why I haven't been working out all my life, because you know, you just feel so good. And, you know, if you add all these good things and stuff like that, I feel better now than I felt when I was younger.
Yep.
Because I'm learning more and more and more. And, you know, I used to have bad knees and a bad hip. And ever since I started, you know, eating right and putting in the minerals and all this kind of stuff, and, you know, I lost weight. I was overweight, didn't even realize I was overweight. My body was heavier than it should have been. And, now, you know, I feel great. You know, it's just amazing how the difference that you can do for yourself, and like I say, that keeps bad diseases and all this kind of stuff. It keeps the cancers out, and you know, because it can't grow in an environment like that. It can't grow in a nice, clean environment. So this is a great thing that is being brought forward here.
Yep. Anyways, somebody was posting me about week 4. It's probably not posted up yet. Cookie's still working on it, so take a Valium. It's all good. It's not posted. That's probably why you can't get to it. Her and I talked today. She's working on it. Okay, so brother probably got it. It's not posted. Anyways, it's all good. Anyways, I guess diversions are us.
It's all good. We'll get you back on topic here, Peter. We're talking about the body, cleaning out the body.
Yeah.
Getting everybody's mind right.
Yeah, and on weeks 5, 6, and 7, they're going to have some direction of flow. You know, like I say, I'm going to keep this thing simple because, you know, like I said.
And there are things such as mind fog that we don't even realize. You know, we get these chemical buildups, these aspartanes and all this kind of stuff. This is a buildup neurotoxins, excitotoxins that build up, that do dull our thinking, that do dull our mind, that get us into repetitive thinking and all this kind of stuff. So when we start releasing all these heavy metals and heavy chemicals and all this kind of stuff, you know, you do start thinking clearer. Even your eyes, you know, some people get that yellowing in the eyes and all that in the whites of their eyes. That clears up. You know, it's just amazing. I've seen people reverse cavities just by changing diet, believe it or not. That's another big scam that's being perpetrated on us and stuff like that because of just diet, things that we're not eating that we used to eat years ago that we can bring back into our diet and absolutely change the minerals in our teeth and actually reverse cavities and not be able to allow that stuff to be able to take over our teeth and you know, from the softness of them and all this kind of stuff. It's just so much scams out there that we can easily heal at home.
Yeah, I know it's amazing. Yeah, like I say, FDA, big pharma, like I say, they killed B17, and then they give half truth, saying, well, it's cyanide. Well, yeah, it does convert to a cyanide, but only for the bad cells, those cancer-laden cells, not to the good cells. So what they do is they just weigh in on the one side about the cyanide converting over, but it doesn't. It leaves all the good cells intact and goes and whips the hell out of the bad cells. But we don't talk about that. Matter of fact, they were so upended by it. In 1971, they removed Laetrile from the system here in USA Inc. And it's just what type of nuts are those, John?
They're apricot seeds, I believe.
That's right. And so, I have a source. You can get a B17 in the tablet form all day long, too. So I may post that over on the cancer page. Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, that's, like I say, it's simple vitamins and minerals, especially minerals. Our food is so leached out. You see all these beautiful, you know, fruits and vegetables in the store. Well, the reason they're like that is because they're all popped up full of water and not much else. This is why people are eating so much now, and they're not feeling filled or satisfied because there is no nutritional value. And then when you get into these, you guys say the company, these Frankenfoods, you know, that we take into our body, and our body literally tries to rip it up and digest it, and it doesn't recognize it. So what's it do? It just flushes it through you without taking anything out of it. and we wonder why we're all starving and why our food's not going anywhere. And then they, it's supposed to be such a great thing. They're charging us 10 times the price for it.
Right, to eat garbage, and being nutritionally deficient on multiple levels.
Exactly.
That's why. Well, hey, it's keeping the cancer business and the statin business and the.
Well, that's the pharmaceuticals' main hitman. His name's cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stand out. He's everywhere.
I think I posted a link at our site just this morning. I think it's like a $280 billion a year business or whatever. It's all about hypothecation. I mean, it's just unbelievable that they create more ways to make you sick so we can get you to keep coming back. And, I just, like I say, I'm my own best doctor. If I break something, I'll let the orthopod handle it. But otherwise...
Well, exactly. That's the thing we've got to really clarify, too. Doctors are beautiful. If I get in an accident, my limbs are half cut off, I want the best surgeon in the world. I want them to come in. I want the drugs that are going to kill the pain, and I want, all that kind of stuff. But the pharmaceuticals, that's a whole different animal. That's a whole different thing. So we got to be very clear. It's not the medical community so much as the pharmaceuticals that are, just giving away these punch out the oil light kind of drugs. Instead of putting oil in the light in the cars and fixing these problems and curing anything. If they actually started curing things, well, like I say, no money in it. It's just brutal.
Right. When they build another cancer wing, folks, it's for hypothecation. That's the point.
That's right.
Anyways, there's like I say, that's why I said we've got the curriculum rolling. Weeks 5, 6, 7 are already in the hopper and be coming forward. 4th completed, and 8. I still haven't decided what I want to do with 8 yet, but I'll probably get clarity in the next week or so, and 8 will probably be a total direction of flow and how to change up on multiple directions if your mind's ready.
And back to the spirit is the next frontier we've got to cover, because as Michelle will totally agree, we're definitely being inundated on a molecular level too, on a frequency level, on an energetic level. You don't even have to believe in spirit. You don't have to believe in create. You don't have to believe in any of that stuff. But we do know we are electrons. We are electrical. There is frequencies everywhere, all over our planet, affecting us. And it's everywhere, from cell phones to microwaves to our TVs to all this stuff. People don't even realize that's a whole other frontier. Not just food that can affect the body. Frequency can affect the body. Thought patterns, all this kind of stuff can affect your well-being. And this is why we need to start getting back into meditation. And meditation isn't what we thought it was either, that we've been taught with these gurus and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Meditation should only take 5 to 10 seconds, believe it or not. It's about melatonin. You were talking about melatonin the other day. Well, when you properly meditate and stuff like that, you naturally release melatonin. You naturally stimulate the pineal gland. And this is another modality that people don't realize, that through meditation you can heal your body of disease just by the proper chemicals released in your mind that we're not accessing anymore, because no one's even taught this kind of stuff, to sit quietly, to clear the mind, and to allow the body to do what it needs to do, just like digesting. When you digest food, you don't realize how your body does it. You just know it gets it done. Well, I don't know why we think we need to master meditation. We do it automatically.
Right.
We just have to do it. Our body knows what it's doing, you know what I mean? When we do that, and we do that silence, and we do that in darkness, and we clear the mind. At that point, it is releasing those melatonin. It is releasing those good frequencies and stuff like that, and it's done within seconds. So it's not a big a thing that people have to go to these gurus and learn how to meditate and go astral projecting and meet another life forms. It's not anything to do with that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
It's just simple modalities, simple ways to get the chemical balance back in the brain, to readjust, all this kind of stuff. So beautiful little things like that. Like I say, we bring forth simple solutions. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be so simple to have a perfect temple.
Yep. Yeah, well, it's just like going out and getting maybe 10 minutes of sun a day.
Exactly, yeah. Another good one.
And, the vitamin D, retina, yeah. Go figure. They're telling everybody to slather on the toxic poison of sunblock.
Yeah, from the sun that we've been worshiping in all cultures as different deities all throughout religions. It's been the sun. The sun has been there forever. Of course, we've been worshiping it. Of course, you know what I mean. It gives us so much life. It gives us our life. If it weren't for the sun, we'd have nothing here.
Yeah, like
exactly.
photosynthesis. Yeah, go figure.
Another thing is, we wonder about all these shoes that we're wearing. They all have rubber soles. You notice this? All these shoes nowadays have rubber soles.
Yep.
Well, that's to keep you from grounding. That's to keep you from grounding. To get your this too much static frequency that's locked in your body and all this kind of stuff that we're not discharging and we're not grounding, and that's why we should be walking barefoot at least once a day, getting a little bit of sun, getting some vitamin D, all this kind of stuff.
Yep.
Little modalities that completely change your whole outlook on everything.
Yep, I know. I'm barefooted. I've been walking out in the front yard all day, so.
Exactly.
I mean, simple things. Anyways, they don't want us discussing all these simple things. Like I say, they've really, really done an excellent job on multiple levels of binding up the body. Looks like my computer is going to eat. Thank goodness this is my secondary phone. It's not tied to the computer. Otherwise, this call will be done.
You go ahead and fix your computer there, Peter. We've got time for a break again. It's that time all over again.
Yeah, well, I can't fix it. I have to actually unplug it from here and bring it somewhere else. Isn't that special?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God, this is making me freaking nuts. I want to go shoot something. I got to feel... And, anyways, whatever. Hey, guess what, folks? Go do what you do and take a break. We'll be back, and we'll take this ride forward. We'll be right back. Thanks.
VerdictProductions.com, providing high-quality visual appeal for websites, videos, custom designs, and animation. We can design custom logos, animated images, banners and ads for your website, and even t-shirt designs. Have a video project you want to put on YouTube? Our professional video software will have you up on the web in no time. Visit VerdictProductions.com today and send us your project for a free quote. Lowest prices on the net guaranteed.
All right, welcome back. There we go. That's my computer, the old one, barking back at me. You gotta love it. Anyways, John, you want to make me crazy? Put me in the land of dysfunction with this computer crap. It makes me absolutely nuts. So it looks like I'm going to be trying to figure out which end is up in a minute.
Hang on. Do you have a good big roll of danger tape there, Peter?
Yeah.
I don't think you should proceed without it. I think we have to mark out the limits outside your window because I think there may be a computer flying through it any time soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, this one is barking real loud at me. It's the old one.
We hear it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. This is even when I shut the volume all the way down, it still yells at me. This is nuts. I'll tell you. Yep. I'm not even sure how to resolve this issue because I live in a
through the window, Peter.
Unplug the speakers, Peter.
Through the window.
Yeah, the speakers are unplugged. That's the point. That's coming straight out the computer.
Sometimes the most radical solution is the most practical.
I'm telling you. Anyways, it takes this thing about a half an hour to come up with the Magic Jack, and Skype takes about 10 minutes to come up. You gotta love it. Anyways, didn't mean to get frustrated, but it's always something. Anyways, self-planned obsolescence. I guess I don't get it. Everything else works off this line, but except for now the computer decides it doesn't want to work anymore, and I don't know what the hell the deal is. Like I said, as far as the battery will charge in the back room, but it won't charge on the same electrical line in the front room. That doesn't even make sense to me.
Right. Peter, are you okay for the rest of the show?
Am I what?
Are you going to be okay to do the rest of the show?
Oh, yeah. No,
okay.
This is a secondary phone. It doesn't affect this one, but my Magic Jack, it doesn't work unless I have a computer on.
Okay, so maybe just get up with Michael after the call, and I know he's a tech wizard, and he should be able to spot that for you.
Well, that's why I need him to come into, through TeamViewer, maybe because there's a voltage regulation issue, and he knows what to click on. He can find out if it's a power source issue. But, it doesn't make sense everything else works. And I went straight off an outlet to plug it back in at the desk, off an independent outlet. But like I say, it's one big series circuit. That's the way they did them back in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a load management problem.
Yes.
Well, anyways, I won't be Skyping anybody anytime soon.
That's fine. Can you handle it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody will be communicating with me except via this phone, and then when it goes belly up after 4 hours, you'll have to wait another 8 hours to get a hold of me while I make it charge again.
All right.
Yeah, see, that's at least my Magic Jack phone. It'll run, I can get 12 hours out of that one.
All right.
Anyways.
Spoken like an addict, coming clean of his technology.
No, well, that's how we get the show going. Well, people actually want contact.
But meanwhile, we're doing a show.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Anyways, I can't even click on my Skype to look at my Privatis.Me Facebook page to talk about whatever I posted today.
That's okay. What would you like to discuss?
I don't know. Let's go over to Andrea's room where I posted, and let's take a look at what I did post today. That'd be nice.
John, can you do that? Because I'm not on Facebook.
Okay.
It's not on Facebook. It's on Skype. I posted it in So Radio. That's where it's at.
Okay.
I know there's a couple topics I posted today.
Yeah, you posted, of course, Kurt Kallenbach, great genius he is, who's bringing everything forward nice and simply and to the point. You put the Privatis free tour in. And
no, go above that. The articles are above all that garbage. That was my click on at the last minute to tell everybody what time it was.
Okay, here we go.
And it's above it. Posted articles are above that. I know there's some things of interest.
22.
I posted maybe one or two things.
Yeah.
It'll be the link right above the last post, which was the show.
I posted an interesting article about Motorola digital tattoo smartphone passwords.
Yep.
And then we have...
Yeah, I've been reading about that, too. You're seeing those everywhere nowadays, too. Those little digital circuit boards you see everywhere on your products and on billboards everywhere now. Basically, the bar scanner everywhere now.
Yeah.
Anyways, did you find any of the articles I posted, John? I know it was only about 2.
Well, Peter, I'm...
it's right above the last link that I would have... the last thing I posted in the box was just the show, and it's right above the show.
Okay.
Anyways, quiet night tonight. Yeah, cue the crickets.
Here, John, Andrea just posted them in our room. Depopulating the entire region of Pantry, the Gulf oil spill. Thanks, Andrea.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. The Gulf oil spill.
Sorry, I can't be of more help tonight, guys. It's just I just rolled in right before the show started, so I've been out all day at the hospital, and so I'm not really up to date on what you guys have been on what you've been posting, Peter.
Yeah.
Okay, basically what this article is talking about is Agenda 21. You want to explain what Agenda 21 is, Peter?
Yeah, that's where they let's force everybody into control communities. So this is your smaller prison, and we're going to condense you all on top of each other so you all can be piled up on each other and so they can go steal some more assets, and because what they want to do is make biofuel out of all that big oil spill and that crap they perpetrated in 2010, which nobody pays attention to. But it's ironic. I posted that article about Fort Walton Beach, where my children wanted to go move to, and I said, nope, we're not going there. See the oil on the beach? It's a biohazard, and it's carbon neutral. It'll absorb into your skin, and then it starts breaking down the cells in your body. But nobody talks about that on the news. Why does the mainstream media not cover this, John?
Exactly. Well, in this article, like you said, depopulating an entire region of the country. Basically, it says here in the first 3 parts of the series, it is demonstrated that both the U.S. government and the Chinese government are engaged in Agenda 21 motivated plots to relocate rural and suburban residents to more densely populated urban centers to live in overcrowded conditions where a person's every movement and every activity is monitored.
Yeah.
The previously described policies are proving effective in moving populations into densely populated urban centers in accordance with Agenda 21 policy. However, the process is not as speedy as the globalists had hoped. The global elite needed a game-changing event in the United States in order to speed things up. The elite bankers and Goldman Sachs masterminds of the Gulf oil spill to this end. The Gulf oil spill is a depopulation event of epic proportions. In order to demonstrate the fact that BP event was indeed a planned event and is part of a bigger scheme to depopulate the Gulf of its 40 million residents, it is necessary to present a review of the money trail in the Gulf, which shows forethought, planning, and motive as a precursor to more important reasons on why the Gulf had to be destroyed. So when following the money, when first this was investigated, the Gulf in a 7-part series, it was looking at the event that was motivated by pure greed. Although the major players, BP, Transocean, Halliburton, Goldman Sachs, did make huge sums of money from the planned catastrophe, they've since discovered that the event was not just perpetrated for purposes of greed alone. The net effect of the Gulf event is that of a depopulation event, and the government is in league with perpetrators of this event to achieve this end. It is not possible to demonstrate, it is not just possible to demonstrate that the Gulf oil explosion was a planned event. It is possible to pinpoint the date when the wheels were put into motion, which would make it nearly impossible for any investigation to get to the bottom of the event by American authorities. The subsequent cover-up for this event began in 2007, 3 years before the event, as Goldman Sachs reorganized Transocean, the owner of the destroyed rig, into a Cayman Islands corporation. In doing so, it made Transocean virtually impossible for Congress to investigate and subsequently discipline for its perpetrators. Unashamedly, Goldman Sachs and Transoil Institute, they put an option on Transocean stock for Transocean insiders. They were the very morning of the explosion. Imagine, Peter?
Yeah.
Transocean boldly walked away with $270 million worth of profit. Isn't that something?
Yeah, well, it's sort of like the 911 that was pre-staged years before it went down as well. And you had old Silverstein, who owned building number 7, which they made a miscue on the script. Some lady from UK or somewhere saying, building 7 just went down. It was still standing for another 20 minutes thereafter. And it's ironic you hear Silverstein's using the words pull it. You know what the words pull it mean, John?
Oh, yes, I do know what the word pull it means. That's a term used by demolitions experts for taking down the building.
Right, so he implicated himself just by using the words. And then, ironically, it came down, but it had no structural damage from the other buildings for the most part. It was totally intact. The metal framing, no problem, no issue. But it's ironic he doubled down on his policy 30 days before this crap blew up. Go figure.
Exactly.
$3.5 billion profit in one fell swoop. So, folks, while we talk about following the money trail here, that's all it's about with these freaking clowns, the money.
Exactly. Well, they say they made $270 million immediately following the explosion because they had determined, as it says here, that the rig only weeks prior to the explosion through Lloyd's of London. This alone would have been enough to trigger a massive investigation normally. Within 3 weeks prior to the oil rig explosion, Goldman Sachs dumped their lion's shares of their BP stock. Just another coincidence?
Yeah, another coincidence, yeah.
Yeah. They explained why. BP CEO Tony Haggart sold 40% of his BP holdings in the weeks prior to the split and paid off his mortgage on his estate in Kent, England. Avoided staggering losses, and true to form, involving the pattern of perpetuating a false flag event with media complexity. On June 8, 2010, what was it? Complicity. Sorry. Yeah. On June 8, 2010, less than 6 weeks following the oil spill, BP bought Google and Yahoo search terms. Well, isn't that nice? Related to the oil spill in an obvious attempt to conceal as much truth as possible from the public. So you got to like that, eh? They bought Google and Yahoo search terms with anything that related to this information coming out. Wow, it just gets more and more and more shady, doesn't it?
Right.
No.
Yeah, it's control. And hell, I live in Podunk here on Virginia, and they're even starting to try and push the Agenda 21. The guy I rent for, he's a pastor, and he says he can't believe the crap that they're trying to throw at him. So everybody will have the same exact things, and here you need to jump through this hoop, and all your shutters need to be the same size. I mean, talk about control mechanisms are us. So everybody is no different than the next. Put everybody in a box. Control mechanism.
It gets even better, Peter.
Yeah.
Premeditated murderers. This would be enough to put them away for life. This information. There are yet more financial coincidences. At the time of the oil rig explosion, Halliburton was drilling at the base of the Deepwater Horizon. Very coincidentally, only 11 days before, on April 19, 2010, Halliburton purchased Boots and Scoots for $250 million. What's that?
Boots and Coots.
Is it Coots of it?
Yeah.
Boots and Coots. Okay, for $250 million. Just who is Boots and Coots? Coincidentally, they are the largest oil cleanup firm in the world. And when the explosion took place 11 days later...
Yeah, who got the contract? Yeah, I wonder who got the contract.
11 days later. Well, they both bought the whole damn company. Wasn't it fortunate that Halliburton was there, armed with Boots and Scoots, as they capitalized on their timely good fortune? Subsequently, Halliburton's profits increased 83% in just 3 months. How's that for a scam?
Yeah, and
the Gulf oil crisis.
Yeah, and then Kevin Costner brought forward the technology. I guess it was like anyways, it was a technology that would literally would have gotten all the oil up. They could have reused it, what they got off the surface. Instead, they poisoned a friggin' whole coastline with Correctic, which, guess what? They're all in bed with those whores, the chemical companies. I think Monsuto, your favorite company, I think is the owner of that.
Don't say it properly.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah,
they'll curse you.
Yeah. But, I mean, hey, folks, we're not making this stuff up. We can prove everything we say, but everybody's gone. It seems like the whole world's gone to sleep because we don't speak of it on the sorry-ass idiot box. You haven't got the memo because on all the alternative media, that's where I go.
Peter, don't people realize that these companies that are showing you all these TV programs and all this kind of stuff are owned by these same companies that are destroying our planet, so that they can control what you think, what you act, what you feel, what you see in their news?
Yep.
It's a perfect scam, and if people would just have that realization, just that, oh my goodness, the evil ones that are destroying our planet are the same ones that are educating our children, that are educating everything we think, act, and do. Well, no wonder we're in the boat that we are. It's like that famous man, he said, all we need is good men to do nothing for evil to prevail.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on. It's just rampant, and you really can't blame them because of the fact that it's like anything. If you go to the bank and take $500 and they didn't notice, and next time you go try to take $1,000, wouldn't you? And next time you try to take more and more and more until you got caught. Well, the thing is, it doesn't seem that anybody's got the light bulbs on to catch these people. And when they're doing it blatantly, as now they're just walking to the bank and walking out with truckloads in front of the bank manager, and they're just not seeing them at all. It's just
next is everybody's 401ks because they've already done the 2 beta tests with Corzine, that whore from New Jersey. absconding with the funds from Salenti's private, secured, separated accounts. But I guess everybody must have gave over, so they tested that theory and got away with it. And nobody, it's amazing. It's amazing the hubris that's dead in front of our eyes, and everybody just went to sleep. It's like, give us more of the same. We don't have to draw a line in the sand. As long as they don't bother my Dancing with the Stars program and my my football night and whatever, everything's just fine.
And that just goes back full circle to what Michelle was saying earlier. These people, it's hard. You get home after 40, 50-hour day week. Who wants to watch anything but something that's just going to zombify you? Have a beer or two, go back to sleep, get up 6 o'clock in the morning, go back to work. And people. That's why so many people can't get this information, because they are stuck in this mouse wheel, basically going around and around and around without being able to access this information, because they've done such a beautiful job at keeping us as slaves.
Oh, yeah, and they've, In5D is on the favorites list of CIA and stuff like that. And, yeah, they post all these sites, and so when you go into them, it'll say something, something negative, like you could have a compromised computer or something like that. So they sell a lie to keep you from coming through the front door. You got to love it, folks. These people are, how do you put...
Well, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, right? Keep showing us all the evil out there, so that we can finally say, okay, enough is enough. We've had enough. You've pushed it too far. And like I say, seed always plants its own seed of destruction, evil, I should say, plants its own seed of destruction.
Well, I believe
what's happening right now.
I believe they'll just wait until, I guess, they're going to wait until they line everybody up at the school systems in 2014 to everybody go get their chipping event for the school system, At the schools. No, I don't want a chip. Oh, well, you have to have a chip. You're a good slave. You're part of the body politic.
Well,
you
exactly.
gave over.
That's gonna be another step for parents to go, well, look, this is just getting too far. I think I'm going to start homeschooling my children. And it's just going to keep on continuing like that. I hate to say it, but we're going to get to a point of natural selection. There are going to be those who are aware and know what's going on. There are going to be those who are working the system for everybody else because they have no clue that there is a better way.
Yeah. Yeah, they've, like I say, let's take a look at mind, body, and spirit, compromised on multiple levels.
Exactly, and that's why why those topics are so important. Those three topics, because it is about the mind, body, and spirit, and it is those different levels that we're being inundated on. And once we realize that that's happening, then we can take the steps to fix it.
Hey, I want to share some love. My neighbor just come over here and brought me two non-genetically modified beautiful tomatoes from her garden and a cucumber, and Peter's really happy.
Nice. And nothing better than a nice fresh tomato salad. Just a little salt sandwich, a little salt and pepper.
Yeah, real salt, not that garbage poison white crap, John.
I don't even know what that stuff is anymore.
Well, it's funny, because my neighbor was saying, I need to get a little more salt in me. She got the white salt. I said, that's just straight up poison, and it actually retains fluid. It does exactly the opposite of what you want it to do. It's going to make you even thirstier. It's going to dehydrate you even more. But because nobody pays attention to my Celtic salt rant.
I got to give credit to my old man today. My old man, he's about 84 years old, and I was helping him move and stuff like that. And I was cleaning out his cupboards and stuff, and I found a couple things with aspartame in them, these candies and stuff, and this fake, the half salt stuff, that real nasty stuff.
Yep.
And I said, "What are you doing with this stuff?" He's like, "Oh, I don't eat that shit." Basically, he's like, I know about that. You told me about that, Jonathan. That just sits there and collects dust. Someone brought that over here, left it, and I haven't touched it since.
Very good.
Oh, at least you know, Dad. At least you know.
Well, and they're starting, this garbage. Like I say, aspartame. They're going to be putting in a whole boatload of different dairy products here in the near future for all those. My significant other and kids, they love their milk. I can't tell them nothing. Well, it's all garbage. I don't drink milk products. None.
Well, exactly. And if you're going to drink milk, you better have a cow in your backyard nowadays, because it is absolute radiated, hormone-induced poison. And these poor cows, like I say, out in this industry, a normal cow's supposed to produce between 9 and 11 liters of milk a day. Well, we've got these cows producing, 40 to 50 liters a day. Can you imagine? So, that's how much they're drugging our animals, just so that they can get this poison out to you fast enough. And then they take this milk and they homogenize it so that the milk doesn't separate from the water, right? Or the cream doesn't separate from the water, so you don't have that separation anymore. And what that does, it basically shatters your milk on a molecular level, so that it can cause, cuts and stuff like this all in your arteries and stuff. And this is why you start getting heart disease and all this kind of stuff, because your veins and all that have hardened, and they've gotten all these microscopic cuts in them, and it gives it places for these fat deposits to build up. And this is why we can get heart attacks and all this kind of stuff. Why it's so much now? Ever since they started doing this, you see the correlation.
It's a break time, John. I didn't want.
All right. Wow.
But it's all good. Yeah, go to break while I go look for my glasses. I lost my mind with my glasses, I guess.
All right, sounds good.
Setting up the other computer. All right, hey, folks, do what you do on break. We'll be right back.
Privatis.Me. No longer do we need to hire lawyers, worry about past debt, or count on doctors to fix our health problems. Privatis.Me. Specializing in real education about the legal system, administratively eliminating your past debt, and teaching you simple, natural ways to restore your health. Join today for free. Learn how to live in private and allow yourself to overcome and stop living in fear. Become a paid member for just $20 per month and receive Peter and Michael's $300 debt termination package for free. Privatis.me. Privatis.me. Take a walk on the private side.
All right, welcome back in the spirit of things, folks. It's been an interesting ride today. I'm still waiting for the Skype to come up on this old computer, John. Like I say, it takes unbelievable. The old one will plug in and everything, but the new one's not happy. Anyways, I'm going to have to figure out this trauma.
Sounds like you need the format.
Well, I'm going to have
just like your body, Peter. These computers are exposed to viruses and trash all day long that fill their poor bodies up, and sometimes you just got to format and clean them out, and next thing you know, they work great.
Yeah, well, I use, I need a, who knows. Anyways, Brother Michael needs to come in the door. My IT guy needs to come and play ball
Peter's
in my
like,
house.
Format? What do you mean? How do I do that?
Brother, all I know how to do is click on. That's where I live. I'm the click, I can click and post. I'm a master at that. Don't get me into techno geek. Yeah, Michael's going to have to crawl inside my house. Thank God I got an IT guy who can do it right over. He comes right in the front door, and it's a beautiful thing.
Very good.
But
we'll
now
get
I'm going to have
Michael
to.
on the case.
Yeah, well, it's the weekend, so Salty's binding him up, so it's all good.
Just got another little doom and gloom if you don't know how to remove radiation from your body. Here's a post on the Pack Alert to Press, and it's saying, "Holy Fukushima, radiation from Japan is now killing North Americans."
No kidding. Yeah, brother. I've been talking about that, been following that since it went down, and like I say, lamestream news media, if we don't tell you about it, it doesn't exist. Just go back to sleep. It's just like, brother, the day that went down, the day after, they turned off every freaking monitor in USA Inc., but nobody's paying attention.
Yeah, and then what they do, they upgraded the
times 100, I think.
Safety levels. Yeah, times 100.
No, I think it was 1,000.
Now it's safe to have this. What's that?
Wasn't it 1,000? The
Whatever,
acceptable levels, the so-called
Either
acceptable
way,
levels of
it's
radiation.
It's just a scam.
Well, I say we say, let's take all the 535 clowns and go put them right on the West Coast where they can hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
With their families. I
was thinking about that today. Jesse and I were thinking, we're like, the 10 Commandments that they had in the Bible, and one of the 10 Commandments we should have on this planet is no use of nuclear energy, because look at this mess that we've done, to this poor planet.
Yep.
For 20,000 year half-life, of this stuff. This is just madness, and people should be completely outraged, and these things should be shut down, especially the fact that there's so many free energy devices bought by these bastard oil companies, and that they've hidden away from the public and stuff like that, so they can bring forth these absolute, if these people that believe in Satan and all this kind of stuff. Well, how much more satanistic of an energy source do you need? You know what I mean? Just absolutely disgusting. But here on Privatis, we do provide solutions, and radiation can be removed from the body too. A couple modalities are DMSO is one that will remove radiation from the body. Another product is called Audio Clarity. It's black mica, basically. That will remove zeolites and stuff like that. Will remove radiation from the body. That iodine. What's the first word in the sentence?
I know what you're talking about. I know. I got a bottle sitting up in my cupboard.
Yeah. And it's a molecular iodine.
It's a prenations or nascent.
Yeah, there you go, nascent iodine. And that removes radiation from your thyroids and all this kind of stuff and replaces it with the proper iodine that your body's looking for. Otherwise, it will fill up with radiation that is in the air all over our planet. This stuff spreads everywhere. This is kind of one of those things that we have to bring forward, that we have to bring into our diet, because this is, we look at Chernobyl, okay? When Chernobyl happened, the cancer rates around the world skyrocketed thousands and thousands of %. Like, there was no such thing as cancer, you know what I mean, like back in the 60s and 50s and stuff like that. It was so rare, especially for children to get cancer and stuff, that doctors from all around the world used to come around and see this stuff. And now it's just everywhere. And people wonder, well, what the heck? Well, this is how it happens. And now we have this Fukushima thing that's just, it's worse than Chernobyl ever was. And it's still spewing out there. And, there's ways actually to get rid of radiation. There's ways to clean up this kind of stuff as well. That's another big scam that we've been perpetrated upon us as well. There are ways to use that, make it inert and all this kind of stuff. And
I think Michelle wanted to say something.
Yeah,
ahead,
sorry,
Michelle.
Guys. Sorry, I haven't been talking very much tonight. It seems we have a caller. Would you guys like to have a caller?
I'm not answering any questions, though. So,
all right.
They can share the love. Like I say, from here on out, I'm not answering questions about legalism or anything. So we'll share the love. We're sharing the love.
Let's see what the caller has to say.
Maybe it's another caller that wants to show me the love.
Hey, Peter, show me the love.
Oh, this is Brother Tony. I know Brother Tony.
How's it going, my friend?
Very good. We're just sharing the love about pulling some blinders back a little bit and trying to give everybody a little direction of flow, how to unconsent, that type of stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just listening to the show and several bits of it, Agenda 21 and, the problem that we're having with the nuclear situation and all this stuff. And just wanted to touch base, really, and just see if there was any way that, people would be interested in a little bit more information about it. Because, the Agenda 21 situation, one of the things that was not mentioned, really, that I heard, and I do apologize if it was mentioned, was the control of vitamins, minerals, and supplements.
Yes, that's another big part of it. I was actually going to mention that, but because the Agenda 21 is so huge in the scope as well, isn't it? But yeah, exactly, that they're trying to get rid of our vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. And it was funny, the other day we bought some, we had some vitamins at the house and stuff like that, and we were going through the ingredients, and, looking through that, we see sucrose, we see aspartame. Well, very quickly they went in the garbage, as we were cleaning out our shelves and stuff, of old stuff, and it just makes you sick, that they're doing the stuff right from the point of, the stuff that's supposed to be helping our bodies, is supposed to be nutrishing our bodies, and they're actually putting basically rat poison in them, and now they're trying to get rid of them completely. It's just absolutely disgusting. So I agree with you completely, Tony. Go ahead.
When Brother Curtis covered that on that 50-minute video, he said Codex Alimentarius and the UN. Go figure. They got everybody binded up under UN auspices because they're all part of the body politic. They've signed up for it.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got to face up at one particular point. We've got to become aware. None of this stuff happens by accident.
No.
And I'm going to move on from, the Codex Alimentarius area because I've made my points. I've, put across the information. It's like let's just take a stab in the dark here. We don't build. Let's say we want to build a nuclear power plant. And we shouldn't be building them on fault lines. We shouldn't be building them on areas of geologic instability.
Yep.
We shouldn't be storing the spent fuel on top of the reactors. We shouldn't even be doing nuclear when we've got free energy. It's absolutely ludicrous. At what point are people going to? What point are people going to realise this stuff's been done deliberetely? This is no accident.
Well, Tony, you have a beautiful book that you wrote. Feel free to spout out to where they can get a copy of it. Matter of fact, I'll make sure I get it posted over at Privatis.Me as well for consumption, because I want to open up an energy portal over at our house too, because we are well aware of the theft of the energy systems and how they put all the patents on the shelf, but we want to create alternatives. They want to steal them. In my mind, Tony, see all these inventors, what the problem is they want to get a copyright on it. Wrong answer. Open source it and bring it to the masses, and then the nefarious ones can't control people wanting to be self-sufficient.
Absolutely. That's the key. I mean, this is what Nikola Tesla was trying to do. He was trying to make free energy available for everybody. People can do some research, but again, you're quite right. It's all in the book. If people want to go to synchronicity with an E, they can download a copy of the book, and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different links in there that take you to all this type of information. Everything you've mentioned, from Agenda 21 right the way through to iodine for combating radiation poisoning, cell salts, electrolytes, vitamins, minerals, nutrients. Wow, it's all in there. But the point is, the only point is, this is available for free. All we're asking people to do is listen to what we've got to say. It please people. We're trying to help you. We've put our necks on the line for you. Right? We've hung ourselves, quartered, drawn the lot for you, just so that you'll get this information.
And that's Tony. That's why Michael and I knew that everybody gave over consent via contract, because that's how they operate their scam system since 1871. So we've actually created modalities that people are affecting as we speak, very successfully, by the way, of removing presumptions via consent by unconsenting administratively, and we give direction of flow exactly. We've already created the documents. They're not dead entities removing themselves. They're live men and women, and they never expect us to come forward live in any way, shape, or form. So that's how we separate the wheat from the chaff, and that's why it's just so easy. And we're actually, I'm going to be doing a special ABC call. I call it, these are the three things. If you start here, you get over the next bridge, because this traveling thing, it is, there's people in California unconsenting and removing their stuff from the commercial capacity of control, and not for hire. And I covered on the call, Tony, when I went down to the DMV here in Virginia, it says right on the document, but nobody reads it. It says you are a vessel in commerce. It says it right on the document. How more in your face does it need? So I guess I need to go down there, take a picture of it, Tony, and post it en masse, PDF it, so everybody can get the memo on what it really says, because they're just in such a rush to get through the line, they don't realize that they're signing on the flat line and giving themselves over via consent and completing the adhesion contract.
Oh my God! That's absolutely it. People need to know who they are, how they contract, how their words are language, tongue pledge, and how they need to interact on a physical level, a body language level, a mental level, a spiritual level. All these different levels are all different forms of traps, and we've been trapped into falling for one or the other, let alone all of them simultaneously. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Peter, or not, but I actually went down to the Bilderberg event this year, and I actually deliberately, basically, I approached the perimeter, and I decided I was going to breach the perimeter.
Right.
And I was actually prevented from breaching that perimeter, which is available on video on Synchronicity. If you want to go to the front page there, you can see the video that We Are Change actually took of me deciding not to comply. Now, the reason I didn't comply with this is because I'm fucking sick of complying.
Yep.
The fact of the matter is, you've got thousands and thousands, you've got millions of people that somebody says jump and you jump.
Yep.
That's the problem. You've got to turn around and say, no, fuck you, I'm not going to jump.
Right, but brother, we do it without arguing and without fighting with that simple administrative document, unconsenting, and goes registered mail, not in domestic. So, and we are creating a private registry, so they'll have irrevocable proof, because after 30 days, that document stands if it's not rebutted, just like everything else they do to us. So we're just flipping the switch, brother, and it's a real simple thing. Yeah, I think I posted you a couple documents earlier this week. Look at the words and look at the document and its red box. That means non-negotiable, up under their rules of 4, rules of 8, and it does apply. And the best part is you're not signing or sinning, you're sealing the deal, and you're not on the left-hand side in statutory land. And this really has viability. I have brothers and sisters getting totally expunged from the system of downs by administrating correct in the proper procedure as the man or woman, not as a dead entity.
Exactly, and you're following your own rules. You're not trying to fall in line with anybody else's.
That's right. You're forming your own rules. You're forming your own courts now under common law, and this is a paradigm shift. Before we were noticing, and people weren't realizing how they could bring forth remedy. And then one day, the light bulb went on. We've got a great mentor. Actually, I will say a shout out to Carl Lentz, who's figured out this thing and how to work in common law. In fact, he's figured out so much that he has filed a claim for over $300 million as a man in the federal court now, and it is proceeding forward because he knows who he is. He knows how to operate in common law and circumvent all their, side deals that they're trying to, pass them off through and, try to get it into civil and all this kind of stuff. Well, he knows who he is. He understands how the courts work, and he understands that he's bringing forth his own court with a claim, and he's done it right, and he is bringing forth a claim against these people. So I'll keep our listeners appraised on what's going on there. It's very exciting.
Yep. Have you seen that Kurt Kallenbach 50-minute video, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. Some brilliant stuff. Excellent. 3-part video, yeah? Yeah,
but part 2 really is a meat and potatoes. I mean, it's so simple to get the concepts, and they're not just concepts, but it's valid because, like I say, we all consented. So guess what? If you don't like what they're doing on the plantation, get the hell off, and you don't have to argue. You don't have to fight. We don't have to war. We just have to remove the presumption. This is toxic to them. What we're talking about, what we're doing, this direction of flow for those that get right-minded, and we're having successes across the board. So that's, what do they say, the proof is in the pudding? Well, I've got lots of proof over at my house, and it's not me. It's not egotism. It's people learning how to stand in the breach properly and removing these presumptions. I don't know if you heard. Go ahead.
This whole thing is about creating dissent and creating disharmony between two parties.
Yep.
Because if you can create disharmony in any way, shape or form, call it divorce, call it criminal damage, call it you stole my stuff and it's not yours, or you get two parties that can enter into arbitration and the courts are just licking their lips and saying,
yep,
come on in, let's just milk the pair here for whatever you've got. It's only it's such a
and the reason the courts are able, like I was saying earlier, they're able to deal that property back and forth and have the say on that property is because we don't own it in the first place. And this is why when you go to court, it's not Bob against Bob. It's Bob against the Crown, because the Crown, or especially over here, owns everything. Over there, the prosecution or the state, right? and this is what's going on. But like I say, in a common law court, you're just bringing that judge in for a witness. You've already won the case. You've already sent the notice. You already sent the trespass and all this kind of stuff. They didn't want to remedy it, and this is all documented. So when you're going through
right, John, please, John, make clear that we don't send it and get it filed into the case. We never file anything.
We never play in the
John,
case
what do we do? So brother will understand. What do we do?
Well, let's say someone brings a case against me. Say someone comes here and robs me.
Is this a public? Okay, I'm trying to get to a point, John. Is it a public communication or a private communication between you and the other unlimited commercial liability man?
You're definitely always in the private and always referring to them as a man in their capacity of their corporation. But yeah, we everything is done as a man. You have no immunity against a man from another man. I don't care if you're a judge, if you're a cop, whoever you are. Statutes and codes, all kinds of immunity. Go ahead, you run with it. But as a man coming after you, you're done. And if you come into my house and steal my stuff by armed robbery, that is robbery. That is trespassing, common law. I don't care what you had or what warrant you had. It makes no difference because that's in codes and statutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to come to your court case. I'm not going to accept your disclosures. I'm going to send you a notice that you wronged me. And if you don't want to rectify that wrong, then I'm going to bring forth a common law claim against you, not in your court. I'm not going to file anything into your court case. I'm going to bring forth my own court
John,
case.
how'd you get your 4 kids back?
Exactly. I filed a claim, a 4-line claim.
So, see, Tony, this is what we're trying to share over here, and we all need to come together. And I love you, brother, because you've always been right-minded with me, and, you're open to my house. And, please get with my producer before we close the show and give her your information so that I can post them over on our Privatis.Me page as well, the Facebook page, as well as over in our house at Privatis.Me regular.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing we need to get across to everybody listening and everybody involved is we're one. We need to pull together.
That's right. We need to help each other, and if we start helping each other, we can change this whole dynamic around.
And this is what they don't want us to collectively come together. We're not a collective. We're just all like-minded men and women coming together so that we can, like I say, remove the presumptions, move forward. We're not going to war with anybody because that's what they want. We come with love and harmony, and what I'm talking about and what we're doing, we have irrevocable proof with successes across the board, and it will grow if everybody else can sort of get on the page. But they've got to peel back the curtain a little bit and get their heart right a little bit as well and get their mind. So this is that's why we deal with the mind, body, spirit, just like you do.
Exactly. Peter, we have time for one more call before we close her out, if you'd like to take one more call.
Now, Brother Tony, get up with Andrea, please, and I want to post a little love, and I thank you for coming on to the show and sharing the love.
I'd like to hear back from you, Tony. I've listened to your show many years, too, and great to hear your voice again.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys, and let's pull this thing together. I'm sure there's there's a damn sight more we can do yet, and we've only just started. We all know that.
We're just getting warmed up, and we're going to share the love with the world. Those that want it, like I say, that's why the Creator gave us all free will.
Excellent.
Very good.
What's the next area code there, Andrea? Just 1 second. Never mind. I guess we lost our last
well,
call.
that's all right. We're down to the last 5 anyways, and... anyways, folks, if you haven't been over to my house, it's a new direction of flow. Michael changes that Facebook page. He posted all the last curriculum classes we've done over the last 3 weeks, which is total direct direction of flow. Simple, easy, click on links put together by Sister Cookie, who's the genius. She's a heavy lifter in her own right. And yes, we're sharing a little bit of kudos. But, John, like I say, they got to get the war out. Everybody's got to get the war out of their house. This is not about who's right. This is about right-mindedness and coming together and literally just removing these presumptions. You don't have to be a slave, I promise. But it's like those that are waking up, they're really getting it. And folks, if you want more of the same, stand fast and do nothing. If you want to be the change you want to be, just come on over to the house, and we're going to help you. We're not going to lift your water for you, but we're going to show you where the buckets are. We're going to show you how you can carry your own water very simply with total direction of flow. Michael and I talked today, John, we are going in a whole nother direction again, and we're going to make it like reading a book. This whole process, everything we do, what steps exactly and why and how, and it's just direction of flow. This is every day we wake up, it's a new direction of flow, but it's always a positive one. So we don't want a war with anybody. We don't want to fight. We don't want to argue. We don't want to rant. We just want to remove presumptions. Anyway,
exactly.
Is Michelle still with us, or did she go bye-bye?
I'm here.
Okay,
Did you guys hear me?
You've been very quiet tonight.
I know. I've just been listening to you guys. Yeah.
Some good rants tonight, eh?
Some pretty solid rants there, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can feel the resonance, the love. It's we're not angry at anybody. We're just trying to share the love.
Well, that's exactly it. We don't want to go to war with anybody. That's how we got into this mess. Everyone's fighting with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to be left alone. And now we have the remedy that if they do bother with us, well then we'll just file a claim. We don't complain. We don't argue. We don't traverse.
Right.
We don't contract, and it's simple, easy peasy. Common law is supposed to be for everyone.
John, you're going to be my common law master. I see this thing growing new tentacles. I see a new show coming forward. I really do. And, brother, you thought it. It's going to happen. See, that's what's happening when you're right-minded.
Yes, sir. You're right.
It's just,
guys, we're a few minutes out. Should we give our thanks to everybody?
Yep.
Okay, so we've got Andrea. Thank you so much, Andrea, who produces the show for us. Zach, Verdict Productions, he does the YouTube videos. Dan, who is our SEO master extraordinaire at compassonlinemarketing.ca. Susan, who produces our animes and does the PowerPoint presentations for us. Cookie, who is working with Peter on the curriculum. Michael, who basically works on all the processes and keeps the website going. John and Jesse, our soon-to-be, I said this a couple weeks ago, John. You guys are going to have your own show on common law. Peter, certainly the vocal cords of this whole operation, and Roseanne, who is a new member of our nucleus. She runs the forum on Privatis.Me.
Very good. We got them all in under half an hour.
Very good. Thank you, guys.
Peter's flying the plane again with no engine, so it's all good.
Yeah, it is that time. Hey, folks, show up to class on Monday, curriculum class, and we'll be back Tuesday pulling back some more curtain, giving you direction of flow. So we love you. Thank you for coming over. Michelle, John, hey, we did another day of heavy lifting. It's all good.
Yeah, it's a great
good
show.
Night, guys.
Good night. All right.
Have a good night.
All right, folks, we love you. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.
All right. Night-night.
You're listening to In the Spirit of Things on I Am Free Will Radio. Join us on our Blog Talk radio station every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night, live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. To find all the links we mention on the show and to stay up to date about when we go live on BTR, make sure you connect with us on our social sites. Follow us on Twitter at handle Privatis.Me. You can also friend us, like us, or join our open group on Facebook by searching Privatis.Me or by clicking on the Facebook icon on our homepage. It's really that simple.
VerdictProductions.com, providing high-quality visual appeal for websites, videos, custom designs, and animation. We can design custom logos, animated images, banners and ads for your website, and even t-shirt designs. Have a video project you want to put on YouTube? Our professional video software will have you up on the web in no time. Visit VerdictProductions.com today and send us your project for a free quote. Lowest prices on the net guaranteed.